Hey y'all, happy May, and today is Tuesday, May 2nd, 2023. So I have just been really working on my business, my personal styling business specifically, and really going through this course. I don't know if I told y'all, but I recently enrolled into SBA, which is Style Boss Academy with Lauren Messiah. I've been following Lauren Messiah, her journey, everything that she's been doing for years, and I finally decided to just take some time to learn from her. And it's been good so far. We are on week 4 of week 10. Module 4 is all about determining your niche and your ideal client avatar, which she calls an ICA. Yesterday, I started going through module 4 and figuring out who my ideal customer avatar is. It was hard. It was a lot of hard work. And I feel like I've done this before, but not on this level. So this is really, really good for me and important for all stylists who are watching, who are wanting to become a stylist and or who are already a personal stylist. It's important for you to figure out who your audience is. Who are you talking to? Who are you serving? So that's what I'm going to spend time working on today. The previous modules talked about mindset, storytelling, your personal brand story, which is also something I'm trying to solidify as well, as far as my mission statement and all of those things. I have a story that I want to tell, but I'm not really sure to what capacity I want to tell it. I'm also in a space where I'm kind of living in the story. So I don't necessarily know the transformation. I've done it before. I know that it's possible to, of course, transform my clients' lives, but, provide them with a valuable transformation. But it all has to tie back into my story. So that's been a challenge too, but it's okay. I figured I'd record this process because just wanted to show y'all how challenging it is. It's not easy at all. And this is the part that's not necessarily the fun part. It's fun, but it's not the fun part. I will spend time doing that today. I do have a wax appointment at 11:15, so I'll be leaving out to do that. Also have to run some errands too. I'm washing clothes. Probably won't run errands until later this evening. I was supposed to go to an event, but it was rescheduled, so I'm not doing that. I need to write out my goals for this month. I need to really solidify a budget for this month as well because I'll be traveling and I really want to make sure I don't overspend. I started using a new budgeting app called Mint. It's pretty much the same brand that QuickBooks is through. I'm trying to figure out how to actually use this damn app because it's a little confusing. Right now, I'm going to finish working on my ICA, but I'm also going to do some other things in between time. I will check in with y'all later.
To share on repeat, other than that, then we're just going to be floating around what should I post today?
Right. Right. And even me, I know for me, I felt like I'm such a planner. So I'll literally plan out my content for the entire week. And it's just what am I even talking about? I have all this planned out. I have all the content there, but it's not even doing anything. I look dumb. I don't get it. So I'm trying to be more intentional about, I feel dumb because if nobody's saying anything back to me, I'm talking to myself.
Make known among the nations what he has done and proclaim that his name is exalted. So I hope this message blessed you guys. I do have an assignment for y'all today, though. I know y'all are like, girl, you keep on giving us these assignments.
Hey y'all, it's hours later, but I wanted to just check in with y'all. It's about 10:45 p.m. I don't plan on staying up too late, but I wanted to just talk through my ICA with y'all. Because as y'all can see, I'm still scratching my head. It's I think I figured out who my ideal client is, but I don't know. So let me real quick talk to y'all about my mission. So it went from me helping thought leaders to me helping faith-driven leaders, which I think is it. Because as I was walking through my story and pretty much my brand story, the story that I want to tell behind my styling business, I figured out that my why was faith. And I say that because of all the different situations, ups and downs that I've gone through, trials and tribulations, all of those things, and how I really focused in on my faith so that I could just keep pushing forward. You know, like, faith is believing in what you can't see. While I was going through those trials and different situations, I was truly believing in myself to create a business that I could be proud of. And with that being said, I know that there are other women out there who have gone through similar situations as me and kind of forgot like who they were as a person, and or I don't even want to say forgot who they were. Lost their confidence, lost their voice. I don't want to say lost themselves either. And this is why I'm like talking it out with y'all. Because it's like, I know my story, but I'm trying to pull out the pieces that really trigger emotion and that are relatable to my audience. So let me go back to my mission statement. I narrowed it down to 2 different options. So, and I think I kind of figured out what my main option is going to be. But so far I help faith-driven leaders use their personal style as a tool to fully unlock the abundant life they were called to live through my signature CEO method. So my CEO method is what I came up with to help my clients to determine their body shape, determine their sizes, determine their personal style so that they could show up on and offline, or, you know, just in the spaces that they take up. So that's my framework. That's pretty much how I want to help and transform my clients' lives. The framework for the mission statement is I help, and then these are parentheses, right? Yeah. I help, in parentheses, who you serve. In another parentheses, verb plus what your client needs. And then through, parentheses, what you specialize in. So I specialize in my CEO method. Who I work with are those faith-driven leaders. And then the verb and what my clients need. So I help faith-driven leaders use their personal style as a tool to fully unlock the abundant life they were called to live through my signature CEO method. So that's just one. The second one is I help faith-driven leaders show up with intention and fully unlock the abundant life they were called to live through my signature CEO method. So I like that one too, but I wanted to, of course, have like style or personal style in it. And also I wanted to highlight what exactly I did for myself in my mission statement. What I'm doing for my clients is exactly what I did for myself, using personal style as a tool. So that goes along the lines with my story. Okay. I think this is coming together. When it came down to my personal brand story and like how I got to this point, was due to me figuring out how to use style as a tool. So how to use style, personal style, to really unlock opportunities, gain clients, and or increase my income. And I did that by, of course, dressing nicely, but showing up in the right spaces at the right times, sharing my expertise, being consistent, being persistent, and never giving up, having that faith. So I want to show my clients how to do that same thing. I wrote out, we had journaling prompts in, what module was this? Module 3. So we had journaling prompts in module 3. And one of the journaling prompts was reflecting on your why. What is the real reason you want to work as a personal stylist? So I'll read y'all what I have. And hopefully that will kind of continue to push me in the right direction to figure out what my ICA is, how it ties into, how that person's story ties into my story. The real reason why I want to work as a personal stylist is because fashion has always been my driving force. It's what keeps me sane. Throughout my journey, I've been tricked to believe that the only way I could fulfill my true purpose was to work for another company or brand. But after securing my dream job at some of these big box brands and realizing that it was far from a dream, I knew there was more to life than just that. My career has been an up and down roller coaster, but God always led me back to my own business and has given me the faith that it will work. Even while I was working for companies that I loved, I was still led to feed my passion and invest in my business because it got to a point where I never really felt secure while working a 9 to 5. I cared more about the company I was working for than they cared about me. I'm a hard worker and always went above and beyond for the jobs I loved, only to be let go effective immediately. I want to help those women who are on a journey to rediscover their true purpose and potential that they thought was at a 9 to 5. These women are driven by faith and believe that God placed them on this earth to do so much more than what they've already accomplished, but just haven't yet unlocked the level of success and abundant living they were created to live. These women don't look like what they've been through, but want to show up with more intention. This is a full circle moment for me because I'm truly able to fulfill my passion and purpose, doing what I love. The dream job that I've always wanted is running my own company that helps women to see their true potential and success in themselves and not a 9 to 5. I think it went really well up until intention, but then when I talked about the full circle moment, I didn't tie it back into faith. So this is a full circle moment for me because I'm truly able to see all my faith and hard work come to fruition. I am living out my prayers and purpose, doing what I love. I like that. So let's go through this story. So some of the notes I took during our co-working session this morning, which is what you guys saw, was to talk more about my faith and where I'm at currently. So the character is me in the early stages of my career. And I have a problem. I secured my first corporate job at a company that I thought was my big break, but was let go 8 months later due to not reaching my monthly sales goals. I cried my eyes out at my desk, felt like a failure, and went on to working jobs that weren't fulfilling because I lost my confidence and my voice. I didn't understand why God had brought me this far to end up here. After working multiple jobs to make ends meet over the next couple of years, I felt led to take a leap of faith into full-time entrepreneurship. I knew that I was called to be an expert in my field, and the only way I believed I could service my clients the way that I wanted to was through my own business. Gets the plan, aka your services. I literally took what I learned from my former corporate job and all of the other jobs I worked and put it into my business. I had been praying for my next steps and it felt so right. I was beginning to see why God placed me at my former job. I literally took what I learned from my former corporate job and all of the other jobs I worked and put it into my business. I was beginning to see why God placed me at those previous jobs for only a season. I had been praying for my next steps and this felt so right. Call to action. I started to be more intentional about spending time with God, journaling, and showing up consistently both on and offline. I joined fasts, increased my faith, and began to dress with more authority. The picture of failure. I knew that if I didn't increase my faith and start believing bigger, I wouldn't see the success that God planned for me to have in my business. The picture of success. Growing my faith, showing up more frequently, and looking the part would position me as an expert in my field. I would increase my reach and open myself and my business up to more opportunities, clients, and money. After growing my faith, trusting God's timing, and dressing with more authority, I made more quality connections, partnered with companies on a larger scale, increased my reach on YouTube by 80%, and helped countless women all over the world rediscover their personal style and live an abundant life. Okay, I like how that came together. But now I have to really think about who my perfect client is. Okay, first off, I'm going to read through my perfect client description. The perfect SCB luxury styling client is in the middle of a huge transition. She has had some great success at her 9 to 5 and in her business, but is beginning to feel unfulfilled. She is drained and overwhelmed working with clients who she feels don't appreciate her work and the value she brings to the table. She is ready for a change but isn't quite sure where to start. She is outgrowing her client base and is excited to elevate her personal brand and image. She wants to work with an expert who understands her lifestyle and body. She truly wants to build an intentional wardrobe that aligns with who she is now and not who she once was. She is open to trying new things. She understands all the time and effort that goes into defining her signature style and wants to learn how it can be used as a tool to attract the right attention, opportunities, and money. She is ready to make a change and invest in pieces that will last. She properly communicates her wants and needs, but also allows me to take the lead. She fully trusts my vision and is excited to see the end results. She fully trusts my vision and has faith that the end results and has faith that her new look and mindset will bring in the right results. She has the faith that she will be successful no matter what direction she goes into, but wants to be sure she's fulfilling her true purpose. She knows a change needs to happen and has a clear end goal. She just needs the accountability and guidance to get there. So let me just talk through my profile. So gender is female, age is 40, occupation currently a full-time executive and a part-time entrepreneur. Level of education, she has an MBA. Her income is $125,000 a year. She's single, but dating. Location, metropolitan city, Atlanta, Baltimore, DC, New York, Philly, LA. Her daily routine, she wakes up to journal and meditate, makes coffee, checks her schedule and emails, fixes breakfast, and starts her workday. Needs, a vacation to fulfill her true purpose, direction, clarity, to look better, to feel less overwhelmed. Values, her time, family, driven, motivated, hardworking, her faith in God. Passions, has lost her true passion and purpose but is eager to help others succeed. Motivations, success, new opportunities, an elevated lifestyle, connections. Aspirations, success in her business, financial freedom, increased income. To be heard, recognition, having and creating her seat at the table, to be an inspiration to others. Her hobbies, reading, journaling, listening to podcasts, exercising, hanging with friends, cooking, spending time with family, attending events, and traveling. Her interests are creating content and working. Entertainment, she watches HGTV, Netflix, YouTube podcasts, movies, and likes going out to eat to fancy restaurants. Spending habits, she shops when she needs something specific to wear for upcoming events or trips. Hates last minute shopping, but she consistently procrastinates because she can never find what she's looking for, but is willing to invest when she does. Admirations, admires hardworking women who know what they want and has the confidence to get what they want. She follows me, of course, Steve Harvey, Sarah Jakes Roberts, Tracy Ellis Ross, Issa Rae, and Tabitha Brown. Her favorite brands and places to shop are Nordstrom, Nordstrom Rack, Rue La La, Mango, and Zara. Her challenges and pain points. She doesn't know how to dress for her shape, but wants to show up on and offline and command authority like an expert in her field, now that she's wanting to take on her business full time. She knows that she's meant to do so much more, but doesn't know where to begin. And commonalities of clients you've already worked with. She is seeking clarity and authentic personal and business relationships, willing to do the work, and ready to unlock the next level of life. All right, y'all. So it's literally 12 o'clock. I have to wake up at 5:55 for prayer call at 6 a.m. But I feel accomplished. I feel like I got a lot further than I have been. And I was able to, I feel like, really connect all the pieces. So from my mission statement to my story to describing my perfect client to the client ICA, I really feel like I'm literally there, like there, almost there. I really want to read through this to one of the stylists on the co-working session tomorrow and see what they think and just make sure that it makes sense. And Lauren also encouraged us to share our story in the Facebook group. Once I actually read through my story to the other stylists, I'm going to record myself reading my story and share it in the Facebook group. But it looks like my camera is about to die, so I will talk to you guys tomorrow. I think this was a good session, so I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Hey y'all, happy Thursday. Today is May 4th, 2023. I think the last time I checked in with y'all, it was Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken. But please don't mind me. My allergies are acting up today. The sun finally came out and I think that's why. I just drank some tea. I'm about to make a cup of coffee because I'll be logging on to my co-working session at 8:45 today. We met yesterday. We meet every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday for about an hour and 30 minutes. It was only me and one other stylist on the call yesterday, but I had to watch my nephew, so I did not get an opportunity to stay on the call. So today I'm excited to get on the call because I was able to start writing the letter to my ICA, which I will probably finish on the call. That's my goal, to finish that letter. And I also want to read them my brand story and all that other stuff that I was working on in the previous clips of this video. So yeah, I just want to get their opinion and hear, what I can improve on, what I can fix, if there's anything that I can fix. I plan on making breakfast. I'll probably eat bacon and waffles and maybe eggs. I'm about to go log into the call and I'll see y'all in a few minutes.
Smooth. Can you hold me down?
Good morning. Good. Sorry, I'm late. I was making some coffee. Oh yeah. Really? I feel like it did kind of feel long, but now it's like, wow, it's Thursday.
Like Friday.
Basically. Hey y'all, happy Friday. I wanted to close out this like mini behind the scenes vlog of me working on my business because we are having our fourth Q&A today on module 4. I actually don't have any questions at the moment, but I know last week I had a lot of questions once I started hearing other people's questions. So I'm gonna probably continue doing that with every Q&A. But like I told y'all, this Q&A really focused on our target audience, our ICA, which is our ideal client avatar. And in this module, we talked about why ICAs matter, your ideal customer avatar, and created a profile for them. And we also wrote a letter to our ICA as well. And the last exercise, Lauren encouraged us to schedule some interviews with people who we've worked with in the past, with people who we are connected with right now, members in Facebook groups that we're in, members in organizations and networking groups that we're in, and ask them these questions so that I can get a better understanding of their relationship with style. I'm super excited to start getting those interviews scheduled. I actually scheduled a few emails to go out to my emailing lists today. And then 2 women from Increase 365, which is the organization I'm in, said that they were interested. So I sent them their emails this morning. So I'm praying that I can at least get 5 people to interview and to just dig deeper into their relationship with style. She literally gave us a ton of questions to ask. And she also encouraged us to create our own questions too, which I'm going to add to my list of questions. So today I really just wanted to close out the blog with the letter to my ICA. I was able to finish it yesterday, and I think it sounds really, really good, and I think it really speaks to my ideal client, my ICA, where she is right now, and it also relates to where I once was. So the point of this letter is to write to your ICA on how you're going to help them change their life. Go deep, meditate, and visualize the ripple effect of you crushing it in your business. The letter is supposed to really talk to your ICA and talk to them about how you're going to help them. And now that I read through that again, I low-key think I'm going to add something else in here. I'll be back. All right, y'all. I think I'm ready. So don't mind the name. I just tried to come up with a name that was like, honestly, it could be any race. I didn't want to choose a name that people assumed was like a woman of color or a Caucasian woman. So Lisa is who we gonna call her today. Hey Lisa, stop what you're doing right now and close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and exhale out. I want you to take a moment to be present. I know you're in the middle of a client meeting, but ask them to give you a few seconds to regroup. You've been working really hard and it shows, and I'm here to remind you that this thing we call life is a marathon and not a sprint. And you won't see the success you're working so hard to achieve if you don't actually believe it will happen. I want to remind you that everything you've been working towards and praying for the last decade will come to pass, as there is an appointed time for everything. I know you probably don't see it right now, but you know it's getting close. Your faith is what's been keeping you going. I know you feel like a fraud. I know you try so hard to make it look like you've got it all together, but you don't, and that's okay. You're human. And I know exactly how you feel because I was you. I felt like I needed to paint this perfect picture for people. I felt like nobody needed to see what I was actually dealing with. When deep down inside, I hated where I was in life. I hated that I had been working towards accomplishing the same old goals for years, and like nothing was really happening for me. As much as I talked about my accomplishments and accolades, I never really felt like I was enough. I felt like I was constantly climbing a hill, and when I finally reached the top, there was another huge drop right in front of me. Although I was increasing my faith and spending more time with God, I knew He was trying to show me something. And what He was showing me was that if I continued to believe more in my own strengths, instead of leaning more into Him, I would keep hitting the same plateau. When you live life God's way, you won't only reach the level of success you've always expected, but ultimately surpass your own expectations. In order to fully unlock the abundant life you were called to live, you must first seek the kingdom of God. Thank Him for what He has already done for you, what He's doing right now, and what He will do next. Once you do this, everything else will fall into place. You'll begin to understand the authority given to you and how to use it. This will shift your mindset and provide you with the necessary peace needed to step into abundance. Now let's elevate your appearance to match who you've been called to be. It's time to start prioritizing your investments and curating a wardrobe with more intention. You don't need a ton of clothes to have great style. I'll show you that less is actually more than enough. You also want to make sure the pieces you're investing in actually flatter your shape. Believe it or not, your personal style will open doors for you that you would have never even imagined. It's crazy how much your life can change when you put your faith in God and His plan for your life. I'm so excited to walk with you through this new journey and watch you show up as the best version of you. So that was my letter to my ICA. I feel like I still need to... I don't think it's meant to be perfect, but I still feel like I need to make sure it is perfect in my version of being perfect. I feel like I really felt that the first time I read it, or yeah, the first time I read it, I like started to tear up. I read it to my boyfriend Jordan, and he was like, "That sounds really good. I know you started crying." I'm like, "I ain't cry." But yeah, it's really like a letter to my old self, also a letter to my current self, and the woman who I believe I'm supposed to work with. So that's it, y'all, for this module. I may allow y'all to tune in for the Q&A, but I don't know. I probably will just come back in the next vlog, in a new vlog, with all the questions that I ended up asking during the Q&A. I'm super excited to just really be working through this finally, and just really getting more clarity on who it is I'm supposed to work with, who it is I'm meant to serve, and all those things. I'm going to continue working through this, and y'all are going to be with me. I know I didn't really bring y'all in until almost halfway through this course, but it's all good. We still got a lot more work to do. So, yeah. I hope y'all enjoyed this, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.